Families from across California gathered this morning in Fresno to protest against Prop 57. Passed in 2016, Prop 57 gives judges, not prosecutors, the power to decide whether juveniles are tried as adults. Among the people there was Stephen Quick, whose son Caleb was killed in Clovis earlier this year. Tonight we hear from him as the courts have not decided whether the people involved in his son's murder should be tried as an adult. A grieving father, Stephen Quick, spent his Saturday in Fresno wearing his son's face on his shirt and holding up signs calling for change into California's Proposition 57.
You're going to go through the grief of loss and also the grief of knowing that someone that killed your significant other, your family member, that, you know, they're just going to get out with nothing.
18-year-old Caleb Quick was killed in Clovis outside of a McDonald's in April.
He was a month away from graduating, 2 months away from going into the Air Force. He was signed up, ready to go. He wanted to be a pilot.
Police say two 16-year-olds are now accused, a male suspect who allegedly pulled the trigger and a female suspect who drove a Tesla used in the crime.
Individual came in, you probably remember on the news, all dressed in black, hoodie over, and he sat there for 15 minutes. Sit there for 15 minutes and waited for my son to leave. And he walked out, put a revolver to the side of his head.
Quick argues that for premeditated crimes, cases should go straight to adult court.
Some teenagers you can rehabilitate for certain crimes, but not for murder, not for premeditated murder. They get opportunities for college, you know, at the taxpayer expense, under the guise of rehabilitation. You know, it's almost rewarding them to commit murder.
Now the pain of losing his son is what motivates him to fight for change.
We need to change Prop 57 so that these kids get criminal records.
Courts are continuing the process to decide whether the people involved in Caleb's murder should be tried in adult court. There's an ongoing debate over Prop 50, also known as the Election Rigging Response Act. It's Governor Gavin Newsom's answer to any schemes to rig next year's congressional elections. If approved, Prop 50 will create temporary emergency maps for California's congressional districts. These maps are designed to block President Trump's effort to manipulate the system and to ensure every vote still counts. At the same time, Prop 50 reaffirms California's long-standing commitment to independent, nonpartisan redistricting once the next census is complete. Meanwhile, Texas Republicans have already redrawn their districts to gain an unfair advantage in Congress. Meantime, California district attorneys are urging voters to reject the proposition. This includes 30 DAs across the state, including Fresno County's own Lisa Smith-Camp. They say Prop 50 would dismantle the California Citizens Redistricting Commission and give lawmakers the power to draw congressional maps. The DA's statement says this move would divide communities, silence voters, and prioritize political power over transparency and fairness. The district attorneys also criticized the measure's cost. They know the special election could cost $300 million in funds that could support voter-approved programs like drug treatment under Proposition 36.